original cook, data, credit, and many more. That's right. Your next recharge can win you amazing prizes like airtime, data, smartphones, original cook from G5 Brewery, motorbikes, and more. Did I mention you can win a grand prize of a 2-bedroom house and become a landlord?
Yes, yes, yes.
LRB, recharge and bump it. Recharge and bump it. Recharge with Momo or Scratch Card or buy your data and minute with mobile money and win Boku Boku.
MTN.
Oh, don't say I don't tell you. Will you see Mama to pay for everything now? Hey, that's small thing. Pay with Mama. Now the rain and the land I want to tell you for. Pay with Mama. Like your transportation from motorbike, taxi, bus, keke, and rental car. Pay with Mama. Oh, like gas. Pay with Mama. Even in the market, you want to pay for better boy, you better pay with Mama. Well, you want to pay for 32-inch wheel, but pay with Mama. Listen, pay for anything and everything with MTN Mama Pay. It's simple, fast, and secure, plus no extra charge. Yes!
Dial *156*3# or download the MTN Momo app to pay for anything anywhere in Liberia. It's simple, fast, and secure. No charges and no holla holla.
MTN.
I know of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of society, but the people themselves. And if we think them not enlightened enough to exercise their control with a wholesome direction, the remedy is not to take it from them, but to inform their direction by education. Join Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live for the program, The Afternoon Conversation. We provide you a platform for open dialogue and intellectual exchange. We encourage listeners to think critically, challenge their perspectives, and explore different viewpoints on various subjects by fostering a respectful and inclusive environment. The Afternoon Conversation on Love FM 105.1 and Love TV Live for Monday through Friday, 2 to 3:30 p.m. with your host, Rufus Divine Cannon. Don't miss out.
It's yet another day, another time, another opportunity we have to do what we are called to do, doing it to the best of our ability is what we're up for. And as we seize these opportunities, we utilize them wisely. God Almighty have given us the strength to be alive and count amongst the living. So we give him thanks and appreciation for what he continues to do for us and that of our associates, our family members, our friends and loved ones. So we are called to serve as a watchdog to the society. So the question is, are we still in charge of what we are required to do, or the public have turned out to be the watchdog on those who refer to themselves as watchdog? But whatever you may, my name is Rufus Divine Cannon. This is the afternoon conversation. Shortly, we go for our commodity reports. And when we come back, we gave you detail of what we're going to be doing, our talking points. But firstly, let's give you our talking points. Yes, of course, is important. We'll be looking at several things today. Has the president lost control of his government and appointments? What is the government plan or strategy, or what you refer to as solution for electricity challenges that the country is now faced with? President Boakai declares KUSH a state of emergency as Sierra Leone government grapples with KUSH addicts. We'll also be looking at few other national issues. So it's on you to prepare yourself to form part of the discourse. So we always say to you, we allow you to form part of the discourse, knowing that you are coming in a civil manner to discuss the issue, not with vocal languages, in a respectable manner. We agree to disagree, and holding all factor constant, the civility of the discussion lies in the both of us. And the media landscape, the sacredness of the media landscape will be kept at always on this platform, because we do not allow people to disrespect the sacredness of our profession by raining insults and doing things that are not called for. So let's go for our commodity reports. And after our commodity reports, we start to discuss the issues that matters. So you are there, I am here, and we always say a team works supportive on this radio. This is Love FM 105.1. We are also live on the internet, loveradioonline.com, and you can catch us on our live feed about this time. The afternoon conversation is live on Love TV Live on Facebook. So let's get our our commodity reports to be read by. Don't go away.
Today, commodity reports, we will feature wholesales and retails of various commodities. We begin with the Central Bank of Liberia official exchange and selling rates. The Central Bank of Liberia buying rate is 191 and the selling rate is 193. We move on to the basic commodities on the market. The Fasta milk carton is sold for 4,850 Liberian dollars, equivalent to 25 United States dollars. And the half carton is sold for 1,980 Liberian dollars, equivalent to 10.2 cents United States dollars. While one is sold for 100 Liberian dollars. The Princess Sardine carton is sold for 6,790 Liberian dollars, equivalent to 35 United States dollars. While the half carton is sold for 2,950 Liberian dollars, equivalent to 50.2 cents United States dollars, and one is sold for 150 Liberian dollars. The Yas Tupek carton is sold for 5,040 Liberian dollars, equivalent to 26 United States dollars. And the half carton is sold for 1,990 Liberian dollars, equivalent to 10.3 cents United States dollars. Concluding on today's report, I am Josephine Lake.
Thank you so much to Josephine Lake for the commodity reports. We look forward to more of these. So basically, she's clogged with the responsibility to keep up at speed with the commodity reports on this broadcast. And there are a lot more happening, lot more happening. But firstly, let us pay keen attention to this declaration of emergency on the issue of KUSH. So the articles written concerning the president's immediate approach to the issue of KUSH. So let's get this information quickly for you. Then we start to talk other things. So let's get this. Okay, we are set. In a decisive mood, the president of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Human Boakai, has urgently called for a public health emergency to tackle the escalating KUSH epidemic within the country. In recent months, there has been a disturbing surge in the use of KUSH, a substance rolled up and smoked like a cigarette, particularly amongst the young population of Liberia, Sierra Leone, and Guinea. KUSH has rapidly become the most prevalent substance in the region. 32 people who died as a result of KUSH smoking, KUSH smoking were recently buried in a mass grave in Freetown. However, the President Bao-led government is yet to declare it a state of emergency despite those glaring signals as a threat to the existence of use in the country. Sierra Leone Ministry of Health and Sanitation burial team alongside Barry Health Foundation and Ivorian Sea Lives buried the 32 unidentified dead bodies as a result of KUSH, who died as a result of KUSH. Head of burial team in the Ministry of Health, CNN Kamara, confirmed that the unidentified, that the unidentified dead bodies, including 25 male and 7 female, were buried at the Kingdom Cemetery in Freetown. Mr. Kamara said the unidentified dead bodies buried was financially supported by Barry Health Foundation. While the full extent of the issue remains uncertain, there is undeniable evidence pointing to an unprecedented rise in the proliferation and consumption of various harmful and addictive substances. Addressing the nation, President Boakai emphasized that the KUSH epidemic is an essential threat, eroding the future prospects of the nation's youth. We must stand up and face this national security risk together, he said. This comprehensive approach underscores the seriousness with which the Liberian government will want to address the KUSH epidemic, aiming to safeguard the well-being of its citizens. The well-being of its citizens and secure a healthier future for the nation. So that's that for the issue that has to do with the KUSH. Is a very serious thing, you know. During the election, this was actually one of the talking points through which, but then the ruling establishment, when they were in opposition, they propagated the message on the fight against KUSH. So seeing the leadership from the opposition now becoming head of state, it is a good thing that the president have declared a public health emergency relative to this KUSH issue. You may know or may not know, but this is a serious thing in the region, not just only Liberia, but the sub-region is challenged with this KUSH issue, where you find young people getting themselves involved into the intake of this bad substance, and at the end of the day, you see them performing like zombies. It's unfortunate that the young people will turn out to be consumers of these bad substances. On what grounds? Pleasure, peer pressure, and so forth. So my question here, declaring a public health emergency against KUSH, what are the programs, what are the strategies that the government have put in place or is set to put in place to tackle this KUSH issue. Now, one would say the drastic approach taken by the LDEA, we say kudos to A.B. Krumah and his team. More is yet to be done. But what is to be done as speeded as we can to battle this fight? We, the community dwellers, we have our role to play. The family members, you have your role to play. If you go down the street here, you see young folks taking in these substances. At first, they used to do it behind the scene. But now, as broad as the day is, go to some of these communities. Just walk down the street here. You see some young folks seated in the gatherings and taking in these substances. It was so laughable the other day. I was going down the street, and then while the guys were taking in the substance, one of them saw me walking towards that direction, and he pulled up with heavy running. All of them started running. I was like, why are these guys running? So when I took a keen look at them, I knew that they were involved in the intake of substances. They were smoking the marijuana, and others are taking some, like the KUSH and other things. And these are young and promising men and women. We've lost grip of our stewardship as parents on our children. The kids will leave their homes in the name of going to school. Some of them will not even enter the class. They go in these gaps to take in substances. Some of them, they take it on the campus. Just the other day, I think it was in the Makibi, I said the Makibi or one of the counties. This guy, the things are funny. The guy said he carried food for one of his friends, and the guy was caught from the gap, and he needed to eat, so he was carrying food for a man. I saw that publication in one of these online blogs, and guess what that young man did? He placed the KUSH in the plastic. He placed the grots of cigarette in a plastic, put it beneath the rice, put all the chicken and tuna over it, and then he went to the holding cell of the LDEA. So this guy was asked, according to the story, he was asked, I think it happened, yeah, in Montserrat, yeah. He was asked to stir the food and taste it. He said no, he was fasting. When he was pressured, later on, they placed the spoon in the bowl of rice. Very decent bowl. We are take two. The people rubber bowl. When they placed the spoon on the thing, the heavy KUSH plastic. They took another one again. The cigarette. The man took it from in the pack and placed it in the plastic, tie it and place it in the rice. Why this man, the reason why this young man was placed behind bar was because he was caught in the act of taking in substances. Now, he's behind bar, yet still his friends, his cohorts, are looking for ways and means to get him involved more with the substance. And this is something that is very serious. At the Monrovia Central Prison, we've been made to understand that These things are happening there as well. So there is a need that a thorough search be carried out when it comes to people who go to that area to visit their family members and friends. There is a need that a stringent measure be put in place so that those who are behind bars cannot come in contact with the guys. Got the whole cartel in that prison. The only thing that they are short of is the movement, the freedom of movement. But the men got a liquor, they got everything that you think they can smoke, or they were smoking before going behind bars. They got it there. How are these things entering that safe home? I call it a safe home, a place of rest. When you go around, you do all your evil, the place is behind bar. Say, go there for correction. How are these substances getting to these inmates? It's a question that needs answer. So we all need to join the fight. The media, the officials of government, and you name it. Just the other day, officers were even caught transporting substances from one end to the other. The president declared that everyone should take drug tests. He took his vice president, and onward some cabinet ministers, senators, and representatives, while others are yet to take. So we want to call on the security apparatus heads that you do this periodically. Before your officers go into the field, you call a muster. They go through their tests. Some of them, they leave from their homes intoxicated, wear their uniforms, go in the street. When you pass by some of them, you say, no, they won't help the Bangbe send. If I say the opium and other substances, how can such a person go to carry on an arrest? So this fight is not an ordinary fight. This fight should be holistic, that each and every one of us should play our role. The media should play her role. The government should play her role. And the churches, the mosques, everyone, the schools, you need to play your role. That will help to curb this serious challenge. In a few years from now, if care is not given, a large number of the youthful population will be useless. Because what these substances does is that it weakens the mind of the young people. It brings them to the place to look older than their ages. It causes them to be filthy, and you just go about. I saw one of my former schoolmates the other time. I was like, what? Who is the ageable man? Until he recognized me and called my name, I was like, trying not to even identify with the brother because of his look. But you know, the men can know you, and they want to identify with you. And the worst thing about it, when they identify with you, why the other men are like, my man, I'm a boy yet. Oh, they mean the men are in class. I'm like, what? You are proudly saying that you and I sat in class, we did things together. Why are you here? Why are you at this state? So I asked my man, I said, my man, what went wrong? I mean, you know, when we were in school, we wanted to be on top of things. We got ourselves entangled with some bad friends that led us to where we are today. I mean, I felt so sorry for my friend, you know. But again, the choices you make, that's for you. Your circle of friends you have, that's on you, because they have a level of influence. The possibility of these individuals getting you to do what they have gotten themselves involved with is on a 50-50 basis. If you cannot convince them, they will convince you. So we say to you, the parents, are you taking surveillance on the kinds of friends your kids are friendly with? Are you concerned about the circle of friends your child or children have? These are things that we need to know. And these are things that we'll be curious to know about. So say thanks to the president for declaring KUSH an epidemic and an emergency, so that we all can jointly fight this menace in our society. So we'll move on to our next talking point. We ask the question, has the president lost control of his government and appointments? There are several mistakes in a very short period of time we've seen. As it relates to appointments in government, we've seen double names at one position. We've seen a lot of missteps when it comes to appointments. That's what I always tell people. We should not be overly zealous. When you are too zealous, at the end of the day, you miss your steps. So I'm saying to you, Mr. President, though you are a cool man and very soft talking, but you need to put your eyes down. You need to put all hands on deck. There are lots of things happening in the corridors that you may not be aware of. Like I said to somebody the other day, we have this generational fight. And at the point, if care is not given, this will bring your government to a public ridicule. You have elderly people and that of the young people as well. That's a good thing, the mixture of generations. But let us be sincere in this approach. There are too many mistakes coming from your office relative to the Ministry of State when it comes to the appointments. President Boakai, it's time that you put your eyes on the ball. Complacency shouldn't be the order of the day. You fought it hard to reach to where you are today, with several deniers, with several wordings, and people even vow that you couldn't have reached to where you are. In your own statement, you rightly put it that there is no green or blue. We have one country. We spoke of national unity. We have come to realize that division is one of the greatest enemies when this comes to leadership. When a house is divided itself, there can be no forward march. We have so many young people who are very zealous and overly reacting. So you need to cut these young people and elderly people to check. If care is not given, your government at the early stage will be rated in the negative form and manner. People should account for their actions. In no time to shield anybody, it's time for us to join ranks to make sure the right things are done. You know, when you start to fight a system that have lasted for so many years, to bring in a change is not an easy thing. You cannot go to the battlefield without being prepared. You go to the field fully prepared to take on the challenges that lies within your purview. Mr. President, it's about time that you emulate some of the good norms that your predecessors, the likes of the late Samuel Kanyando, as early as the morning, he will walk out to these offices to do what we call the monitoring and evaluation. We've come to realize that the folks are not taking their job seriously. So at the end of the day, you find that the system of old will definitely fight back at the system for transformation. We want to see a change. So kudos to some of the things that your government have unearthed. But that is not all. More needs to be done. And these things that need to be done must be done with sincerity and commitment. It's been alleged that money is changing hands at the legislature for power. That's an allegation by itself that needs thorough investigation. We won't dwell on that. But we want to say emphatically that this generational fight shouldn't be taken lightly. You still have people who have corrupted the system of old, manipulating their way through to keep the system to where it has been. If you are to achieve those things that you've earmarked, that your leadership will bring to bed, you must be proactive. You must be vigilant. It is unacceptable that names for positions and duplication of functions, all these things. Right now, the focus of the Liberian people, they have the mindset that you have served in leadership. You know what it takes. And based on your level of experience, they have entrusted you to deliver. That's why you are referred to as the rescue team. So in order to rescue the people, the rescue team must be sincere in their approach. And when we speak of sincerity, it comes with responsibility. Holding all factor constant. You've been eager to have a position. Now the president have appointed you. You do business as usual. That's insincerity. So, Mr. President, we are calling on you to keep your eyes on the ball. We know there will be distraction. But at the same time, when we speak of information dissemination, these are things that we saw long time. When the lip is tight on information that the public need to consume, there where speculation comes. And when speculation starts to take center stage, it brings about a lot of distraction, and at the end of the day, your leadership becomes unpopular. Those who are the custodians of government information, we say to you, it is about time that you be proactive. Do your research, get the facts, and report it. The Liberian people are your employer. The 4,000 plus voters that brought you to power, they hold you in high esteem, and they believe that you can deliver the goods. Their hope and aspiration is on the line. We know there will be detractors. We know there will be, the road will not be easy. It's going to be rocky, even more than what it is now. But the free flow of communication will help to relieve the many stress in terms of misinformation and disinformation. Be factual. Speak to the issues. There are lots of misinformation, alleged information in the corridors that need to be spoken to. If we remain tight-lipped, say, oh, the people will talk after 1 week that, hey, that's how the government by the day will become unpopular. And when the Liberian people who have entrusted you with the stewardship start to rise up against your leadership, it becomes a problem. So we are appealing to you, Mr. President, do the honorable thing. One of these things that may cause the Liberian people to stand up against your leadership, and it may also serve as an obstacle to the achievements you want to have in your leadership, is electricity. What are the strategies or solution you have for the enormous electricity challenges the Liberian people are faced with? You have houses burning on a daily basis. That's why I heard somebody the other day, oh, and this thing is spiritual. Fine. But guess what? The physical is more eminent than the spiritual that we talk about. Anything that is in the spirit realm, it has a physical aspect of it. The spirit not just passing around burning houses, no. The root cause of the fire, like we were made to understand by a specialist in this field, How in the world? That face the reality, folks. For some of us, the little knowledge we have on electricity. The transformer is built in a form and manner to contain a certain level of electricity for onward distribution. You have the LEC providing a service to its people with the rationing form of the electricity to various communities. Some communities, they do not experience electricity for 2-3 days, for 8, 9, 10 hours, almost 12 hours. So the transformer is built in a form and manner to contain and distribute. So at the end result, when sinker 10 screen is off at the moment, the sinker bell is off. We go more like 2 to 3 hours now. We may go even 6 to 8 hours. The transformer in these areas will definitely lose the power and go to bed. So at the point in time where power is restored in the line, what's going to happen? Before the transformer consumes that current to regularize for onward distribution, the force of the current that enters the transformer, it has no means to contain it. So what it does, it releases whatever that comes in immediately. And when it releases that high voltage of power, the homes that are connected gets affected. Like some of you current going on, you still get a break on LEC. So when LEC returns after 9-10 hours, the force, the current, the power will enter the transformer with. The transformer at the moment cannot contain it, so what it does, it releases whatever voltage that comes in until after 10 to 15 minutes before it regularizes the system for onward proper distribution for the various homes. Right in our own eyes on yesterday around the Pinsville bell, LEC went for hours. As soon as it returned, the voltage of power that went to the transformer couldn't contain it. So why after that it released, and we saw homes being affected. People with this very strong power wire. What happened to them? Their homes did not get burned, but if you had an appliance on plug in the socket on the wall and your light bulbs, it blew them off. But those homes that more like not properly wired, substandard wires were used. And some homes, they've been in existence for 25, 30 years. These wires are not as strong to contain that level of current. So what happens? It spark out fire, and when the wire starts to burn within the socket, you know, when wire starts burning in the wall, the next thing, anything that has to do with something that catches fire and stuff like that, it escalates. So that's how these homes are being affected, and people are now politicizing it. What are the remedy? What are the strategy the government have put in place or still have in mind for implementation? This is an emergency. The LEC must put a mechanism in place to curtail the number of fire disasters. Yeah, some people, most of the homes have been burned. If you do the research, it's from electricity. And this is the simple cause of these homes being burned. This is the cause of these homes being burned. Because the message is not sent across. Get the people to understand that when current leaves your community for these hours, make sure to unplug all of your appliances. Make sure to put your breaker on neutral so that when the current returns, before the transformer can regularize the power for onward distribution, it takes 10 to 15 minutes. So if you still have, whether your shop or your church or your homes, hook up on the LEC source for those hours that current will leave for. And when they return, it coming with heavy voltage. And at the moment, the transformer is unable to regularize the current for onward distribution. So it's just like garbage in, garbage out at the moment. If that 440 come in the transformer, it will send by that 440. And when that 440 come to your home, you know what happened. That's why. Take for example, when LEC just returned, how the lights can be very bright. And after a few time, 10 to 15 minutes, it goes to normality. So to tell you the thing I will tell you, these are information the LEC need to be giving the people so that they prepare themselves to prevent their homes from catching fire. And this is about time for those of you who are on power tech. You are more or less in the disadvantaged position because you do not have breaker, you do not have, it's just something of direct force. As the current comes, there's nothing to regulate it, it comes straight into your system. It blow your TV up, blow your S-bar, blow your LED bulb, and all those electrical appliances you got, it damage it. And even going to a screen. If you do not have the proper wiring system, the horse will catch a fire. So, our question here, Mr. President, you formulated a team to see to it that the LEC remedy the situation on hand. But it seems like things are not as it should be. The people need emergency response. Where we are now, it's no time to drag. When it comes to electricity, you know how many businesses are lost since this rationing of the electricity? You know how many families are at a loss since the rationing of the electricity? How can investors come into the country when our power source is not stable? A man who, for some of us who run radio stations, it's cost intensive to have your station running on generator. You have few for 1,000 plus. So if you are burning like 30 gallons in 6 or 5 hours, you know what? You know what you're talking about there? But if you have the stable electricity, you spend less, and whatever investment you will have to understand your profits, the principle, and so forth. But at the standstill, where electricity is not stable, those that are doing business, their profits and even getting into their principles. So how can we attract investors to come and open factories, come and open other businesses in the country when our electricity is not stable. Mr. President, you just made a visit to Ivory Coast. We are not feeling the trickle-down effect of your visit. We are not feeling the impact of your visit. This is a serious matter. Like I said, we know that the old system will be fighting back at the system with a change. So you need to be strategic, leave the softness, and implement so that your legacy, so that your agenda for development can be met. Other than that, it's going to be the same old wine in the same bottle. And mind you, I must openly say this. This was one of the means to which the past leadership was voted out. Be reminded, electricity is not a joke for the Liberian people. If care is not given, if emergency matters are not put in place, the opposition will definitely use this against you. And mind you, the guys are only looking for the leakages. Can you imagine? People have started to I mean, this country, we need a serious cleansing. Forward again, all your character. People start claiming, attributing names to the soccer team. When the soccer team won in Morocco, where the rescue national team. Yesterday, the soccer team drew. It became a mockery. So those in the opposition now say, and like the rescue team though, and we've been beating our Guinea, send the president won the fee yesterday. I mean, these are all petty things. We cannot be serious for once as a nation. Everything we will politicize it. It makes no sense. Whether it is the rescue this or it is not the rescue that, let us focus on the things that matters to the growth and development of our country. Let us not politicize things around here. Everything. Somebody put a spoon in a mouth to eat. The way they put a spoon there, we politicize it. And we are going nowhere. Because it was you who started the project, and the next man who came, we acclaim all praises to the man who started. Come on. That's why you see our country is far beyond development. Because our minds are abused with this so-called politics. And it's very petty. And some of the people who can be propagating the political agenda, you get them to explain in details what are their intents. It's all self-greed. Amen. Liberians. Everything will politicize it. The US rate is politicized. The dirt in the street is politicized. To clean your own home and make sure that you dispose your garbage in a proper manner and form, we politicize it. Where are we, my people? Where are we? So we want to say to you, Mr. President, keep your eyes on the ball. It's time that you be more vigorous and make sure that if anyone cross the line, regardless of their association with you, let them be penalized. As the team began preparation for asset recovery, we want to say to past and present leaders, avail yourself. We call on change. We want change. We want transformation. You be that change. If you know you do not have any sharing deeds, if you know you do not have anything negative that you got yourself involved with at the expense of the Liberian people's ability, avail yourself. You no time to shield yourself or exonerate yourself from the process. You proclaim to be best leaders. Why are you shying away from the process? If even you turn that the process is characterized by individuals who may have spoken illly about you in the past, the fact of the matter, the law is the law. When the process is characterized by missteps, these missteps will be brought to the public and will meet up with the public condemnation. But that you should be blowing, no, I will not do it because I wish on. Come on, who decides? I, Rufus Divine Cannon, sits here as the manager of this station. With all funding provided to me for the operation of the station, I must have records so that when I'm asked of my stewardship as the head of this institution, I must provide the necessary records that goes in line with the running of the institution for the time I'm given to serve for. Why should I shout away? No, I will not bow down to any audit. Hey, come on. We say we are law-abiding citizens. Why would you want to stand up against the progress? Can you imagine? I mean, I read an article. The CSA came up with a very, very, very damning report again. Serious report. Let me get this. Let me get this from what my colleague wrote. Where is it? What's this information? Quickly. Okay. That's it. Thanks to Yanti Tokpa of OKFM for this information. This is what he wrote. He said additional excerpts from the Civil 7 agency. Additionally, the past administration spent 6.1 million in the last fiscal year alone on consulting services. This astronomically high expenditure does not reflect the quality of the job or consultancies provided. Taking the CSA as a case study, we reviewed the folders of 18 consultants selected, employed, and enumerated. I found the following. None of the 18 consultants received a contract until after 9 months into the so-called annual engagement. Of the 18 consultants, 8 did not have a valid contract in their folders. Only 12 consultants participated in a hand count or head count exercise. The remaining 6 did not show up to date and are still unaccounted for despite receiving payments. In short, they are ghosts and no reports for services provided, no performances appraisal reports, no timesheet, and no terms of reference. The revelation of these disparities underscores the urgent need for comprehensive reforms to rectify these egregious discrepancies and prevent further misuse of public funds. Such reforms are imperative to restore our civil service efficiency, responsiveness, and integrity, and ensure accountability and transparency. Can you imagine? You gave contract to 18 consultants. A huge number of these consultants. That's 6.1 million. 6.1 million. These people, when they do the check or the kind of work for their consultancy, nothing. There's no records. But we claim. Now, these are people now that are claiming that they did serve well. So they need not to be audited. If the audit starts from 2018 onward, it's a witch hunt. But these are documentation that states that there are lots of discrepancy in your service rendered to the nation. 6.1 million you gave to consultancy. And that consultancy, when they do a check on them, how productive the consultancy for the various areas where there's no good results, there's no outcome. Where did the money go? And now, these are people now, from past leadership, they had the authority to do what they had to do. After the Liberian people have decided to let go of them, bringing in the people who were there with the louder noise, checkmating the people who were there, they are now given stewardship. And those who have the stewardship have now turned out to be opposition. They are claiming now that they are the best. They did their best. And so their best is being characterized by the ones who were in the opposition, now leadership, as the worst. So where are we in this fight? And these are people now that claiming that corruption is in this other area. Corruption fight is at the other place. But where were you when you had the stewardship of the Liberian people? What did you do? So that's what we say to you, the present leadership. It's not business as usual. We know a lot of you, the young people, you are overly zealous and wanting to prove a point. But be careful how you go about this. When you are overly zealous, there are a lot of missteps you're going to have along the way. Be cautious enough how to approach the issue. Don't be antagonistic. Always walk in line with the roadmap that is set for accountability in governance. So with all much we do, we now going to open the lines on the various talking points we've touched. The president have made a declaration of public health emergency on KUSH. What do you make of that? Lots of missteps being seen of recent since the taking over of the UP leadership. What is responsible for the missteps? What is the plan of the present leadership to tackle the issue of electricity, which is grief to the Liberian people? We see the our horses burning. What is the approach to curb this situation? 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. Those are the numbers to call and form part of the program, the afternoon conversation, right here on Love FM 105.1. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call. Yeah, you are a custodian of government information. Like I said, and I will continue to say, the more you tight-lip on these issues of allegation against your leadership, is how the public is going to dwell on them and run with it as though they are facts. Hello?
Hello.
How are you? What's your name and join us from where?
Yeah, my name is John B. Moba. I call from district number 7.
Mr. Mobile, let's hear you.
Yeah, especially the LEC angle. The president need to come down hard on LEC because the power theft alone, the one that causing more problem in the country here. If you say that you are capable of using LEC, get your own meter, bar, and put money in your meter. That one, it will not cause problem for other people. But LEC, they are the cause of all this things because people will move from LEC and illegally connect people. At the end of the day, the problem will not only be in the community, but the problem will be as it will be holistic, meaning that it will be a elaborate problem. Because the president, when the president appoints you to be, you should appoint people who is loyal, so that your work will be glaring for everyone to see your kind work, so that people will say, yeah, indeed, the person that serving in the place, the person is working in the interest of the country. Secondly, when it comes to the country, President Joseph Nima Boakai need to put his feet down and work, because the reason we voted President Boakai, we voted President Boakai for change. We don't want for people to be controlling Boakai like the way the people control George we are in the place there. We don't want for people to make Boakai to be like the way to reach a Boakai. You should take almost 5 years to reach one person, one area, one man. It shouldn't be that way. It should be like Boakai made himself free because we voted. He's an old man. No one planning to harm him. No one planning to kill him. No one planning, but everyone is planning to see the success of the government. When the government is successful, all Liberia will be successful. Can you see what is happening in NAFA and the other government agencies? People, as when you serve in government, you are not serving individuals. So don't take individual and privatize individual over country that you serving. You shouldn't be time for campaign. Forget about campaign. You run Liberia problem. Don't be running campaign because you want for you to be re-elected, or because when you play the devil advocate, or when you play the blind role, you will be that even the next government come, they will not see you in the picture that you run campaign for another person. So they will feel that the individual self, the individual working for the state, because the person was not spotted in running campaign for XYZ. They are came to the other way in the name of we want to run campaign so that when the president win will be there, because we don't want to get accountability, because people refuse to get accountability. So at the end of the day, they will run campaign so that they can be re-elected. That's what happened in the government. Just that President Weah refused to get accountability. Now they are saying the asset requirement is not necessary. Why is that necessary? If you see that the asset requirement is not necessary, meaning you store heavily, you carry government with nothing, you carry huge, so you don't want to get account. So I come to tell President Boakai that the asset requirement put a few on ground to work tirelessly so that they can so that they always succeed. When they succeed, they will succeed. Thank you, John B. Moba.
Thank you so much, John Moba. Thank you so much for your input. Let's get back to the telephone line. Hello. 0778-665-073 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the conversation here on Love FM 105.1. 0887-105-105 0778-665-073 are the numbers to call. 0887-105-105 0887-105-105 0778-665-073. Hello. Your name and join us somewhere. I'm not getting you. Huh? Oh my God. Hope you can call back. Ooh, let's make sure to get this line straightened up. Okay. You can kindly call back 0887-105-105, 0778-665-073. Let's get back to this telephone line. Hello?
Good afternoon, sir.
How are you? What's your name and you join us from where?
I'm calling from 11th Street.
What's your name? What is your name? Okay. 0778-665-073, 0887-105-105. The numbers to call and form part of the afternoon conversation right here on Love FM 105.1. I don't know what's happening to this line, but okay. 0778-665-073. Let's get this caller. Hello?
Rufus, you getting me now?
Yes, sir. What's your name and the journal somewhere?
My name is Jerry Kandi. I joined from Savage Community beside the Street.
Yes, hear you, my brother.
You know, today we are going to any opposition. Let me see with my own people. Joe Boakai has to wake up. You getting it?
Mm-hmm.
Hello?
I'm getting it. Go ahead.
Joe Boakai need to wake up and stop things like what people normally say. You see the man in cost of better grace you, the one who sits at the Ministry of State. If we are not taking that guy, we spoil the entire thing. And we will not sit back and watch this man spoil this government. Because when we were running around, that man was campaigning for the people. He didn't choose this man that have empowered him. But he chose to do what he thinks he can do to manipulate this government. But we will not allow him, we will stand against him, we will revoke anything that he tries to do with the people. So today, we will not attack the opposition. We want to say, let's give up our good work, that Professor Grayson shouldn't spoil this government. Anything that will try to marginalize the people, we will take it to a doorstep. I thank you, man.
Thank you so much. Let's get this caller. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, sir. What's your name and join us for more? Okay, he's off the line. Hope you can call back. Let's get this commercial commitment. When we come back, we take more of your calls right here on the afternoon conversation.
Troubles remembering the plenty calls to dial and activate your favorite bundle on Lone Star Cell MTN? Well, don't you worry anymore because Lone Star Cell MTN has one code for everything. Yes, any bundle you want to subscribe to on Lone Star Cell MTN, just dial *352#. Whether the data bundle, Momo bundle, MTN Prestige, international calling bundles, just anything, dial *352#. That is code for everything. At Lone Star Cell MTN, we put your satisfaction first.
MTN.
No, don't say I don't tell you. When you see Mama prepare for everything now. Hey, la small thing. Mama, now the rain and the layer won't care you for. Mama, now your transportation from motorbike, taxi, bus, keke, and rental car. Pay with Mama. Oh, that's yes. Pay with Mama. If you need a market, you want pay for Billabong, you better pay with Mama. Well, you want pay for 32-inch wheel, but pay with Mama. Let's see, pay for anything and everything with MTN Mama Pay. It's simple, fast, and secure, plus no extra charge. Yes!
Dial *156*3# or download the MTN Momo app to pay for anything anywhere in Liberia. It's simple, fast, and secure. No charges and no holla.
MTN.
Liberia, are you ready? I said, are you ready to become a landlord? First time in Liberia, you can win a 2-bedroom house as a grand prize only with Lone Star Cell MTN Recharge and Bumper Campaign. Yes, with recharge and bumping to become a landlord. Plus, with plenty of other prizes weekly, up to 10,000 Liberian dollars. TV, motorbikes, smartphones, soft drink, data, credit, and many more. That's right. Your next recharge can win you amazing prizes like airtime, data, smartphones, original quote from G5 Brewery, motorbikes, and more. Did I mention you can win a grand prize of a 2-bedroom house and become a landlord?
Yes, yes, yes.
LRB, recharge and bump it. Recharge and bump it. Recharge, Lone Star airtime, or data with Momo, or scratch card, and win Boku Boku.
MTN.
Yes, indeed. It's time that you advertise your goods and services with us, and you take pride in doing that because we will definitely get you across the world through our online radio, loveradioonline.com. We are also streaming live on Facebook, Love TV Live, and on our assigned frequency 105.1. So if you are advertising with us simultaneously, when your ad is being played on our FM radio, it's also on our online radio at the same time. So it has been heard across the world. LoveRadioOnline.com. Check it out, and you take me later. 0778665073, 0887-105-105 are the numbers to call and form part of the conversation here. That's the afternoon conversation right here on Love FM 105.1. 0887-105-105, 0778-665073 are the numbers to call. If you have other national issues to touch, we can touch that as well. It's in order. Let's get this person on the line. Hello.
Hello?
John J, how you doing? The belated birthday man.
Yeah, my brother, thank you for the recognition. Bless God. For the sake of the Labrambi woman, Janjeta, and I love everyone of the regular part of.
Okay.
My brother, thank you so much. I know the message resonating with the Labrambi woman. The issue about Chojuma Boakai, we're not saying everything about the government is genuine. We all know that this government, every government had their own challenges. Even when president, we have an in-power president, we have our own challenges. So the only thing that we have to see our best to the government and to the security of our country. So the issue about the ADC, I will not the problem facing with him, Mama Labiro, but my government is that I'm going to the Liberian government that every country must have their own hard to, which means that the Makiri has their own hard to. But I don't have that one hard to because what kind of say this? The hard to will have it right now in that area to share the entire country. Even if you have a mother about there in that area. So when all these countries, the Grand Pastor, Sano, Bele, Lofa country, when they have their own hard to, the area to broadcast the national hard to there, they wait for it to be minimal. But we are debating on the one hard to where every day we have to say, oh, VCC, and the gas, the water, all the stuff. So one of the challenges are really facing Mama Labiro. If everyone of investors to come, where they would have America and going, what people they want to make computer or they're coming go on in. And what they may not experience that before. So it's very complicated to the Liberian people. The next issue about the KUSH. We all know that the KUSH are not so capping method that will preach it here. And we saw all other things about the KUSH. But listening to me, your mother born you to do something for them. If you take it KUSH, you know people that get to school, they get a better place for them if they're in the graveyard. You go Kagara, where those people get later. And when you see a friend, him will lie down that type of place and you go in afar, taking the city, I think, and they refer to you as cow. You go, everybody on the L have to do something for the people. Even for yourself, you have a movie to do something for yourself. Even get to where your people say. So the issue about President Boakai, we all know the challenges. I will be patient and things will be better. We'll see our best to bring us better, to transform our nation, the Ghana, Nigeria, around here. We all know what we're going through. We'll see our best to bring our people to what they need. We'll see our best to do it because they will not do it. We'll say, oh, they say, Boakai, this, that, Korea, this, that. You know, it will not be fair. So, they quality or Boakai say your KUSH will minimize KUSH. we already started with it now. If you go back, catch one other Nigerian guy that cannot be there. What a lot of bad Josie and compound on there. So we've got to be that one day. We're minimizing.
Okay, Janja. Thank you for your input, Janja. We appreciate your participation on the show. Let's get back to this telephone line. Hello.
Hello.
Sir, your name and you join us from where?
Yeah, the name with me. Stand beat down, come down on the road down. You see, we're having a lot of crises because our current president came to the presidency. He not been so prepared. The 2 years he spent on Manasari, he was not willing to follow instructions from Manasari. That's the reason for which we're having this issue now. We feel now. It's very unprepared. Come to the presidency, we have been prepared to lead the country. We'll continue to tell our people like G, you win election with 20,000 votes, which indeed you're not winning to unite the people. That's the reason for which the by-election are happening in neighbor. That the first day they coming lost. It will make it to be more unpopular than in Beacon 2023, 2029. In excellent, my own president, John Mann, we will come and get rid of Joseph Boakai.
So the question, hello? My question to you here, in comparison, when you're doing comparative analysis, right? The Unity Party-led government to that of the CDC, in terms of unifying Liberians, where do you stand? Which one of these leadership?
The former Abraham, the current president, is not willing to unite the people. So that's a reason for which 2029 we want to get rid of him. Wait, we already get a red card for him. It was a mistake.
Okay.
Get a red card for him.
Thank you so much for being a part. Let's get more of your reactions. This caller. Hello.
Yeah, good afternoon.
How are you, sir?
I'm good.
This
is the voice of Pangadi Abdullah Fofana, and I do join you from my residence in Cardwell.
Fofana, let's hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for affording me the opportunity to add my voice to this medium. You see, a lot of time people mistake government when it comes to policy making with people who just go on the media to do publicity. The working of government, it has to do with practicality. That is, when you say something, when you want to make a policy, you have to first of all test the water, see the impact of it, and then go ahead to execute it to the fullest. What I'm trying to say is the issue of the LEC. Hello?
I'm listening.
Yeah, it's the issue of the LEC today we are facing. LEC, if you look in the book, LEC have a very good, unique policy that was crafted. That when you're working with those, when you put those policies into practical use, it will be beneficial to all Liberians. But on the other hand, are the government waiting to apply those things? Those people who are working in anything. First of all, LEC is facing a serious maintenance crisis. That is, they have all of the equipment, but they don't have the workforce. It means even if somebody is facing problem with LEC to get a maintenance team to come and solve your problem, they won't be around to solve it. You have to have somebody from the community or whosoever you know, somebody in the system, just come and put you on because you don't want to be in darkness while your community is in light. So at the final analysis, if that person comes to do the work, they will not do it as it should be done. So they will just do it just because you want to see light on at their pool or at their house. You want your home to be on too. So that person will just put you on. Looking at the safety measure, so in case of any shock, your house needs to be prevented. Most people don't have the electrical knowledge as to this mechanism to put in place to.
Go ahead. You have a few minutes.
Yeah. So people just want to see the current on and they want to have access to the light. So this is where we're having problem with today. You just ask a question as in regards to unifying the country. You just ask a fellow question. Creating the two governments. I can say for free because this is not a political platform, but for the sake of that question, I want to respond to it. If you just look at the CC-led government, when it just took power in 2018, and that comparing it to that of the United Party government after they take power in 2022, you will know that the two governments are incomparable. The CDC government was a government of continuity, that is, it has to do with government of inclusion. But the United Party government have even gone to an extent of witch hunting people. I don't want to go say witch hunt, but it's just like I think it is the preferred word to use. Look at the instance of NASCO. The case with this guy, 30 Yeke West, Moriah. 7 days, director to NASCO. You see, what was the gross disrespect of that woman that warrant her dismissal? Though her position was a tenure position. But because they had issue with her husband was his bona fide citizen, closer to President William, they had to go after her to get rid of her from the system. Secondly, it has to do, William was tolerant to an extent that he even sponsored Boakai hospital trip.
Let that leave the other trivial. Those are all trivial things. You've landed your thoughts. In comparative analysis, individual aid and that of national is not comparative. So just leave a single man. Now listen, leave a single man catering to the needs of a single man. We're talking about nationally. We're talking about individual stuff, my man.
So the decision of we are to have existed, is it not a national concern?
My man, that's an individual thing. I'm talking about holistic. If I carry food to your house, how does that affect the national thing? No. That individual thing I'm talking about the national unity.
So it is, you know, when you say unity, it's part about togetherness. It's part about reconciliation. It means if we was able to do that, it means we have reconciled. Leadership comes from above. So if the two leaders are showing signs of reconciliation, it means that their followers will reconcile. Are you getting my point?
I'm listening.
Yeah, their followers will reconcile. But if you find we are excluding himself from Boakai, it means that followers will be excluded from each other. The Boakai denied we are from using executive laws at the port, the airport.
My man, listen. These are things that we continue to say. It is on a mere yes say, they say, I say. The procedures to which the incident occurred wasn't detailed to you. You just hear it. So let's get that one scratch out. We're talking about national unity. We're talking about all of tonight. You can get past storming, my man. Thank you so much. We appreciate your participation anyway.
Thanks for affording me the time.
Yeah, you know what? Come on. It's interesting though, but let us face the reality. The thing here is that you saying that the former president was refused of using this. Come on. No. Then how did he pass to come to see his supporters? Where did he use? Now understand there are policies. Every government comes with policies. And there are strong policies that lies, whether past or present, they are to follow. Previously, you never had 2 VIP lodge down there. You had 1. So everyone had the chance to use it. Now that you have 2, and the present leadership have gone to the extent to say, look, since we have 2, the old one will be used by past leadership, and the new ones will be used by the president, the vice president, and some key figures within the government. Understanding that by discretion, foreign guests might also use the new VIP lodge. Come on, let us not dwell on trivial things. Let's get to this line. Hello.
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's your name and the journals from where?
Yeah. Thank you for being with me. I'm quite Johnson. Johnny from Chibizu Party Golf Community.
Young, well, let's hear you, my brother.
Yeah. Thank you very much. This afternoon. And here, a lot of people wish for this government to think they are happy. More especially those people who have come from in leadership that led the country into this total mess that we are seeing. Because they run the country on large, several dying radio station in Liberia to spread lie on the Liberian people. Why, when you look at the reality, it's far from the reality. So those are the people that on the map praying for the government to fail. But we don't want to sun in the rain, my brother. I think God will give us direction to vote. And if you are to this path, or the elect we believe that God will never fail. The country is on path. More especially for the few times you just went in power. When you look at the basis of the government, how it's doing it, you know that we are getting there. For me, I get be distracted about people. Opposition, just like the presidency of the freedom, to lose the attention that people for to rescue the country. If we do everything, we will rescue this country. And we believe that indeed this country will be rescued.
Thank you so much, brother. I had a judge. Go ahead.
Yeah, the issue about the judge issue, that's something that we Liberians, including the citizens, we are taking very seriously. This thing is harming the nation crazy, my brother. The refining communities and other areas, you feel really that Liberia is bleeding. Liberia is losing leadership on a daily basis. More young people falling prey to this thing. So we want to recommend to this government that indeed need to keep attention of what we are presenting set up by our people.
Okay,
and also let it DA also well up because we don't know what they think coming from get in this country and our people and get going. Everybody get feeling afraid. You go in your chat there, you don't see it. You your chat go to school, gotta be more than the person wants to on a daily basis and then check all of the friends that you move with all of this thing. Because just for this justice.
Okay,
really attacking our country. So I did that the government try to pay attention to that. Thank you very much for putting me there.
Thank you so much. Time have called with us. We appreciate all of you who call in. We look forward to more of your participation. We appreciate your views. Your views are well taken. We do not discriminate. We afford each and everyone the opportunity in regardless of your political belief or your religious belief. Everyone have the opportunity to verse out in a responsible manner the issue that matters to the growth and development of our beloved country. Like I always say to people, there are two things you always be remembered for in this life: the problems you create and the problems you solve. And we must take responsibility of two things in our lives: our fortune and that of our misfortune. We say to you, Mr. President, keep your eyes on the ball. The ship may be rocking until you sail on the perfect line. Your attention should be focused on your able lieutenants. When you hear say a leader fail, it is not only that person action, but the able lieutenants that he or she put in to serve, to bring whatever achievement he is to have in his leadership. It depends on the people around him. The Liberian people, the civil servants are now eager to have something to take home for their families. You have one man at Ministry of State ordering for fleets of vehicles. Wow. Mr. President, the people of Liberia saw their faith in you, that you could rescue them, and do not dash their hopes. It's time that you stand up tall and do the needful. In Union Council says, a show with God above, our rights to prove. We overall prevail with hearts and hands, our country cause defending. We meet the foe with valor unpretending. My name is Rufus Divine Cannon. I talk to you, God willing, on Friday. Fan Form I will be here, God willing, tomorrow to take you through on the afternoon conversation. Have yourselves a wonderful and God bless day. Bye-bye on the program.
I know of no safe depository of the ultimate powers of society but the people themselves. And if we think them not enlightened enough,